The Republican Party is in the midst of a very public civil war, and this time it's about H1B visas for skilled immigrant workers. On one side, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy said that the program is important for tech companies. On the other, Trump's Maga supporters are feeling angry and betrayed by the idea of letting in more foreign workers. The real irony? Musk and Ramaswamy are now being attacked for being so-called pro-immigration, even though they've spent years demonizing immigrants. Musk, whose tech companies use foreign engineers, argue that America needs more skilled workers, comparing it to recruiting the best players for a championship team. Ramaswamy, who Trump tapped for a new government job, said that American culture has celebrated mediocrity for far too long and doesn't produce enough skilled workers. He even blamed old TV shows for this. This angered Trump supporters who've been fighting to reduce immigration. Far-right figures like Laura Loomer and Ann Coulter criticized Musk and Ramaswamy, saying that they're hurting American workers, while other politicians argue that America should focus on its own workers. So, to sum it all up, the two of them should just play ball and shut the hell up. In response, Musk has taken action to silence his critics. He demonetized Laura Loomer and other conservatives on Twitter, stripping away their ability to make money, removing their blue verified check marks, and making their posts less visible. This shows just how far the divide between Musk and MAGA supporters has grown. Meanwhile, Trump is sending mixed messages. While he restricted H-1B visas during his first term, now he seems open to granting green cards to foreign workers who graduate from U.S. colleges, causing even more confusion in the Republican Party. The fight over H-1B visas shows how divided the GOP is. Musk and Ramaswamy represent the business, tech, oligarch bros of the party, which wants more immigration to help companies compete globally. On the other side, MAGA supporters don't want any kind of immigration.
Yes, these conversations is needed. I don't understand why Libras are terming it a civil war. There is nothing like that. We are not used to in having difficult conversations. Sometimes this guy tweeted this. So basically, the right split into two factions, tech right and right. And the tech right is like, hi, we need HB1 visas, people to do the jobs. And the right was like, no, you need to hire Americans. And the tech right went for the to actually advocate that Trump should be able to bring in people. When you go down the tweet, even the tech right is like, well, you don't train us, and the tech right is like, you can outtrain being retarded. And while all this was going on, we learned some people really don't like Indians. Okay,
Look, I see a couple of things going on here. First of all, I have to say I agree with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. I think they're pointing out the reality that we're living. You could say, and I hear Shermichael's point, I disagree with it, though, because I think it misses the fact that we want to get to the place where we can maximize the use of our own talent in this country. Let's bring in the best and brightest from all around the world. Let's really make our economy stronger. Let's become even more tech dominant. That's the way, in fact, to elevate the whole country and to create more opportunity for Americans of all kinds in the tech field. So I don't know why on earth we wouldn't want to grab all the talent out there, especially because if we don't, our competitors will. I think it's also fascinating that we're seeing this kind of open conflict. I think it's going to be the first of many. And of course, that speaks to the question of Elon Musk's role. I think really soon we're going to see more divergence between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. It's natural, given each of them having the power they have. I think that's going to be a very, very important storyline in 2025, that these two people who appear to be allies but really have very different interests start to diverge issue by issue. We saw it also during the recent budget fight. I think we're going to see it on issues like artificial intelligence and climate, where Musk has been in a different place than Trump. That's going to have ramification for how successful Trump can be in general. And then finally, I mean, look, for the MAGA world to be turning on their own this quickly. This is also an interesting question. They almost look like Democrats here. It's like, so I say this lovingly as a Democrat, like we have an ability to eat our own very quickly sometimes. Well, this is fascinating. Here are these heroes just a few minutes ago, and they say one thing that a lot of the MAGA world disagrees with, and suddenly they're being villainized. That's not good for that coalition.
Yeah, I think that's
when I see the Blasio coming out to say, oh, I'm in support of what Elon Musk said, it reminded me of something. Elon Musk and Vivek, they have different opinions pertaining to this, and Laura is thinking that Elon Musk is doing this because he wants to protect his company. He wants to do that. He came to the US through that means. That is what I saw through Loma's tweet. What I hate is the fact that she went on to a level that was unnecessary. You can pass your point. Being respectful, don't insult. Going after Elon Musk, talking some kind of things is what trigger a lot of people. And she violated X rules. Yeah, they had to remove monetization on her account. We are not refusing that people should not have honest conversation. Have them, but be respectful.
A fourth of construction workers are illegal in the US, and over 60% are illegal in Texas alone. Only 16% of kids are considering trades, but 79% of parents are dead set on sending their kids to college. For every 5 trades worker that retires, only 2 younger trades workers are filling their jobs. Schools got rid of shop class and recently put CTE in schools, which is not the same and does not give the same learning opportunities and is also kind of limited. There's a significant issue in America where we're claiming that only Americans should fill trade jobs, which makes sense. But we're failing to educate the youth about the value and importance of these careers in general. The current cultural mindset has unfortunately devalued these professions almost completely, leading many to believe that skilled trades are beneath them. This has resulted in complaints about immigrants taking these jobs en masse, even though many Americans have been dissuaded from pursuing them. I love my country. I love the trades. That's very obvious to you guys. I'm passionate about promoting it. I see it as an honorable and lucrative career path, but we can't just assert that there are enough Americans for these roles without addressing the underlying educational and woke mindset.
Based on my understanding, I have followed this all through for 2 days straight. I didn't want to do a video about this. I wanted to observe the end result of this. It is not a fight. It is not a war. This conversation needed to happen. Elon Musk is advocating that other countries are topping the US, especially recruiting people that are really high up there. The US should be able to select top people, so other countries should not be able to meet up to that standard. Along the way, based on Elon Musk's observations, if care is not taken by 2030, the US will be lacking behind. They will not have that top people. He didn't actually go further to talk a lot, and Vivek came in and said a lot of things pertaining to that, bringing in these issues of US being woke, struggling to people blow up on social media. I saw people supporting him, some against him. Everywhere was divided. But I like conversations like this because it brings people together to look for a common goal. There are some Maga supporters that I've seen. They don't want immigration totally. They don't want to see anything, whether legal or they don't want to see it. That is why I have problem. Trump is advocating for legal immigration. That is what I saw throughout his speeches. And now looking at Laura Luma, she seems not to really be okay with that, which Elon Musk look at her to be trolling on social media just because she want to cash out. That is what Elon Musk realized.
Hey, Maga, aka Make America White Again. I see some trouble brewing over there with y'all new President Elon Musk, South African billionaire, and his sidekick Vivek Ramaswamy. They're all over the internet now calling for H1B visas. It don't look like they're trying to make jobs white again. They was all on this anti-DEI shit when it came to the blacks. And they had y'all all spun up around that. But now, when the rubber meets the road, and it's time to take away some of these white jobs from these foreign-born people, they said, skirt, plot twist. Vivek ran on any H-1B visas, but now he done flip-flop. Now that he got a little bit of power, he done flip-flop. And he is talking about how Americans, he's talking about you white people, by the way. He ain't talking about us, because when they say Americans, they don't talk about black people. You Americans have a culture that's lazy. And that's...
I get triggered when I look at people like this. They don't address issues based on how it is. They bring in race to play the card. I didn't see that. In this case, we saw people complaining about Indians taking over jobs.
There's a few of those people that you meet them. You know, like Trump's one of those people.
Yeah.
You mean, like, oh, he's right there.
Amazing. A
hanging
presence
out.
that's
Yeah.
undeniable.
That guy, unlike anybody else, can be himself.
Chris.
This is a compilation of clips, different versions. You can end here if you don't like to continue.
Problems.
You know, I don't.
Trump isn't one to let bygones be bygones.
The thing that disturbs me is not just that.
Just, went like, how dare you? Do you even know what an audit is? And I'm like,
women and so many men are
theory that a lot of people seem to be coalescing around.
They were too woke, insisting that people use the term Latinx.
You have to say they. No, you have to do this.
Stop with the virtue signaling.
Step away from woke. Focus less on who is woke and more on who is broke.
I've never seen that.
I saw so many liberals getting super excited every time Kamala had a new celebrity endorsement. But we all know for a fact that these celebrity endorsements are not free.
Oh, is it true that they paid you $1 million for the endorsement for Kamala?
Not true.
Now it's time to unite everybody.
So, with that, I'm going to shake it off.
Figure out a way to say thank you.
That guy's name, he's such an absolute prick. I can't stand him. But anyway,
hey there. Not doing great. Terrible night last night. It was a terrible night.
What will the rest of us be doing on day one?
Bishop Vigano, he says that
the election.
Well, if I look at the big picture, it doesn't look good.
Workers. Over the Christmas holiday, Musk posted this online saying, think of this like a pro sports team. If you want your team to win the championship, you need to recruit top talent wherever they may be.